You're on record saying that you did not like Chris Paul. How has your perspective on that changed since you've been able to work with him?
I've had some conversations with him, with Chris over the last, not only with Chris, but just in my career. And I've said this before too, on the record. He's one of the smartest guys in this league. When you talk basketball IQ.
In the high-stakes realm of basketball, Draymond Green and Chris Paul have been fierce rivals. Now, as unexpected teammates, has the ice melted between them, or does a spark of rivalry still linger? Well, let's find out. In the basketball courts of the Western Conference, a rivalry shimmered with intensity, akin to a hotly contested game running into overtime. At the heart of this are two figures, Draymond Green and Chris Paul, each with a personality strong enough to polarize opinions. Back in the day, Green donned the Golden State Warriors jersey, while Paul was the formidable guard for the Los Angeles Clippers, Houston Rockets, and later the Phoenix Suns. Their rivalry was not personal, but born out of their allegiance to their respective teams, battling for dominance in the high-stakes arena of the NBA. Flashback to 2014, Paul's LA Clippers had the Warriors tasting defeat, a sting that perhaps fueled the Warriors' triumphant run to the championship the following year. As fate would have it, in 2015, a new star, Steph Curry, began to shine bright in the basketball galaxy. His trajectory aimed at surpassing the renown of Chris Paul. This narrative was unveiled by Green during an episode of All the Smoke in 2020, a candid revelation that also brought to light Green's mixed feelings towards Paul. "I don't like CP at all," Green had remarked candidly, yet amidst the heated rivalry, he held a torch of respect for Paul's basketball acumen, admiring his hustle on the court and his high basketball IQ.
I don't like CP at all. Like, we don't have a good relationship at all, but I respect his hustle and I respect his IQ. He's smart as hell. And
smart.
And CP was kind of using, like, CP saw stuff coming up. And, you know, once you start to get older in this league, you start to realize, like, okay, this guy is coming. Eventually, he may catch me because I'm going to start to decline at some point.
The competitive saga took another twist in 2017 when Warriors beat reporter Marcus Thomas II stirred the pot, claiming that Paul harborized jealousy towards Curry's escalating success, a narrative that added more zest to the rivalry. The rivalry was less about personal animosity and more a manifestation of team loyalties clashing in a quest for glory. Draymond Green's recent appearance on the Pat Bev podcast has sparked quite a buzz in the basketball community, especially with his candid remarks about his new teammate, Chris Paul. Draymond and Chris, both known for their fierce personalities and competitive spirits, have had their fair share of tussles on the court over the years. Now, as fate would have it, they find themselves wearing the same team jersey, united by a common goal, to chase the elusive NBA championship. However, Draymond isn't one to let bygones be bygones, at least not without a candid chat. He laid it all bare on the podcast hosted by Patrick Beverley, acknowledging the long-standing difference between him and Chris. "Me and Chris have had our differences over the course of my 11 years playing in this league."
It's no sugarcoating what has happened all these years. This is real life, man. Like, people get it twisted like, oh, man, like, you're in character when you're... No, this is real life we live in when we playing in these games. And so I publicly said I didn't like Chris before. Like, I'm just not going to be like, oh, man, that changed. Now he's my teammate. No.
Draymond's straightforward attitude shone through as he made it clear that just because they are now teammates, it doesn't mean that they will suddenly become bosom buddies. He's not changing who he is at this point.
I look forward to talking amongst men. I look forward to working with another adult. You know, I've had my fair share of days of, like, not working with adults and people who don't move like adults. So I'm looking forward to going to work with an adult. You know what I'm saying?
But amidst the honesty, there was a glimmer of respect and a seed of hope for a professional relationship. Draymond appreciates Chris' tenacity, his unyielding will to win, and his competitive fire. The situation is intriguing to the fans. How are these two strong-willed individuals going to share the court? Draymond has a mature take on it. He's looking forward to sitting down with Chris, man-to-man, addressing the past and finding a way to work together towards a common goal. "I'm an adult, Chris is an adult, we can talk amongst men, and that I look forward to," he said. The past can't be undone. The remarks have been made, the emotions have flared up on the court, but there's a new chapter awaiting. Draymond is not ready to pretend like everything is hunky-dory, but he's open to forging a path of mutual respect and professional camaraderie with Chris. What I've always respected about Chris is his tenacity, his will to win, and his competitiveness. Now I have an opportunity to be alongside that," he said. Draymond Green's frankness about his new teammate Chris Paul did raise a few eyebrows among the Warriors faithful. Yet a flicker of hope emerged from the other side of this duo, as Chris Paul chimed in with a more upbeat outlook on his pairing. "I feel sorry for the other teams that they got to play against both of us," Paul quipped, appreciating the vocal nature of Draymond, which mirrors his own. The camaraderie rooted in competitiveness seems to be a kindling for what could turn into a formidable partnership on court. Green's honesty was on full display during media day, calling Paul kind of an asshole, but in tone of shared recognition rather than disdain. He's seen the fiery spirit in Paul, recognized it as a mirror to his own relentless competitive nature. Green said, "He may say the same thing about me, and that's okay. The respect between them is unmissable, a mutual recognition of each other's grit and grind." Their previous skirmishes seem to be water under the bridge as they gear up to chase the coveted championship together. While Green's candidness was a bit unsettling as compared to Steph Curry's more diplomatic stance, the narrative from Paul shines a positive light on the situation. It's a hint that their past tussles won't obstruct the common goal ahead. The blend of their aggressive tenacity could be a new formula for success, a spectacle that has the fans and the foes eagerly waiting for what unfolds on the basketball court. Their shared determination might just be the glue that binds them, turning past adversaries into present allies in the quest for basketball supremacy. Chris Paul found his way to the Golden State Warriors through a trade deal, leaving behind the Wizards and Jordan Poole. This new arrangement set the stage for Draymond Green and Chris Paul to transition from fierce competitors to teammates. Draymond Green, known for his candid demeanor, didn't shy away from expressing that getting to know Paul has unveiled a new dimension of appreciation, particularly towards Paul's dedication to winning. Draymond Green shed the light on involving camaraderie among the Warriors, emphasizing that the driving force binding them is the common aspiration for victory. When that is the number one goal for everybody that walks into the building, everything else, you figure it out. Green pointed out, showcasing an atmosphere of burgeoning teamwork and shared objectives. Taking a step towards mending fences, Chris Paul and Green decided to address the elephant in the room. They met up for a meal and had a heart-to-heart conversation, which, according to Paul, was a great one. They reminisced about their long history of intense on-court rivalry, but now, with the shared locker room, the dynamics have shifted. Green expressed a sense of fortune in having the chance to share the court with someone of Chris Paul's stature, lauding him as one of the smartest players to play the game. The prospects of learning from Paul's basketball wisdom excites Green, who is eager to soak in the nuanced insights that Paul brings to the table. Steph Curry chimed in on the new dynamic duo of Green and Paul, envisaging a scenario where their combined leadership and fierce competitiveness would morph into a formidable force on the court. Curry believes that if they channel their intense energy towards winning games, it could not only be a learning curve for them, but also an enormous boost for the team. He visualizes a scenario where the two alpha leaders keep each other on their toes, thus fostering a culture of accountability and collective grit, traits that could very well give the Warriors a significant edge in the run to the championship. The narrative of Green and Paul is a testament to the ever-evolving nature of relationships in professional sports. Their journey from adversaries to teammate sketches a mature landscape where respect could potentially overshadow past differences. As they embark on a fresh chapter, united by a common dream, will the concoction of their fierce competitiveness brew success for the Golden State Warriors? Drop your comments below. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe to stay updated for more of the basketball saga.